Item R, approval of SP 309, specific use permit for Aqua Parks inflatables. Larry Curtis.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, Larry Curtis, Community Development Director. SP 309 is a request for a specific use permit to allow for a water park recreation as a general outdoor recreation use on a pond within the Jack Graves Outdoor Education Center. Broken Arrow zoning ordinance permits general outdoor recreation in A1 district, which includes water parks and slides as defined by the zoning ordinance with a specific use permit. Splash Aquatic Park is proposing to use inflatable water park on the pond near the entrance of the Jack Graves Scout Reservation. The park would be open to the public May through September. The applicant has indicated that the nearby Northeastern State University is supportive of the proposal, and they are in agreement between them to allow for the Splash Aqua Park to use NSU's parking lot as access and providing as the large amount of parking as well as 2 entrances and exits to the facility. Staff recommended approval of this item as presented in their meeting of April 28, 2022. Planning Commission recommended approval by a vote of 4-0 of SP 309 per staff recommendation. No one signed up to speak in favor or in opposition to this item. I'm here to answer any questions that you may have along with the applicant. I believe a member of the Boy Scouts is also here this evening.
The only question I would have would be and I hadn't heard from anyone, but would be the quality of the water, as far as what kind of health department needs will it be met, and is there anything that they have to do to make that water where it's...
Councilor Parks, as you indicated, this would be through the health department, and so they would have to meet those standards. I will let the applicant speak more towards that than from our standpoint.
I requested this to be pulled just because it's been a big topic on social media, so it's always good for the people to hear exactly what's going on. And I mean, I think it's a fun idea, and I know my 2-year-old grandson will have lots of fun there. So, but I agree with what your question is.
Would you like the applicant to come down?
Sure, be great.
Okay.
Can a 2-year-old play?
Yeah, sure. Maybe. We'll find out.
And I am curious exactly where in that area it would go.
The pond.
Is it around
It's
the pond?
up in the corner.
pond.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm Stephen Hager. So it'll be the way that the pond was dug to the left. That's going to be the shallow end, and it's kind of dug like a big pool. So as you go further to the right, you can kind of see the darker circle within the pond. That's the deep area of the pond, which ranges from 12.5 to 13.5 feet in depth.
And about the condition of the water that council?
Condition of the water, so the Boy Scouts use that. They kayak, they paddleboard, they fish, occasionally swim in the condition that it is now. With the Boy Scouts, we're actually going further in depth. We are installing a state-of-the-art aerator that's going to go at the base of the pond so that we can aerate with the aqua park, because we need to keep the inflatables wet. We actually have what's called a monsoon system. So there will be 4 monsoons that are spraying the water park, circulating the water. We have a company that is coming out and using EPA treatment for the water. By the time that everything is said and done and we go to open, I would venture to say it's going to be one of the cleanest pieces of water in the state.
So will it fall underneath the health department as far as inspections on the water? And I ask that because I grew up fishing in all the coal pits, around in the area, and I know they can get a little bit, they bring up a lot of chemicals because a lot of them are really deep.
Right.
I didn't know if this was an old coal pit. I just wanted to make sure there's going to be some regulation or inspection of the water system.
Yes, sir. So we have private companies that come out and test once a month. The coal pits that you speak of are actually further on the back of the property. This was actually dug, and it's a bedrock bottom. So the 13.5-foot depth is as deep as it's ever going to get.
So you will have somebody inspect it once
Yes,
a
sir.
month then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the safety protocol that we try to do within the park, everyone that comes out has to wear a life jacket. Everybody has to go through a short safety speech. We have lifeguards on duty, 1 per 25 people in the park. It's all about the experience, not only for the participants, but for the parents and grandparents that are on the beach area. The safety is the main thing for us.
Okay.
And so the parking, people will be able to park just right there next to it, NSU. Will they walk like down 101st?
No, ma'am. So there's actually an entrance into Jack Graves.
Okay.
That once you're on property, there's 88 parking stalls there.
Okay.
Right.
With us only allowing a max of 200 people per hour, good rule of thumb is about 3 people per vehicle. So we're looking at 50 to 75 cars. We have ample parking there, but as I was looking at it, my concern was if we were to have a bottleneck that was going to happen coming off the property. So doing a little bit of research with the City of Broken Arrow, working with NSU for the events park, that's what put us in contact with Dr. Woods. Dr. Woods, we have a gate between the Boy Scouts and NSU. So as people come and go, it allows them to use the traffic light that is at NSU. Trying to minimize the footprint as much as possible.
I watched the Planning Commission meeting, and what I understand is like, do they pay for like all day long if they want to stay all day long? Because you talked about something, or someone talked about something about when they switch out or something, that may be when you have to use the overflow, and I didn't quite understand that.
So the way that we do it, because they're inflatable, I have a max capacity that we can have out there. The park that we're installing has the capacity of 300 people, but I always try to stay 70-75% of max capacity. The way that it works, the park that we have up in Wichita, we're going on our 4th year, you can buy by sessions. So we do a 1 hour, a 2 hour. The best bang for the buck is if a person were to buy a 5-hour pass. That's the closest that I can come to like a season pass. And so depending on how long a person wants to be there, then we have that change between sessions to where if you have 60 vehicles that come in on a Saturday for a 1 o'clock session, at 2 o'clock, if another 60 vehicles were coming in, while they're leaving, we're going to have 120 to 130 vehicles at that time.
Okay.
So just trying not to have it bottlenecked there coming off the Boy Scouts. We'd end up having 2 entrances and 2 exits on the weekends.
It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are excited about it, and people that support the Boy Scouts have reached out to me and said, please pass this because we support the Boy Scouts.
Yeah. What about any kind of like food trucks or concessions? Will you guys?
So we'll
out
have
there?
Kona Ice out there every day, and then we're going to have a rotation of food trucks that come through to be able to serve the customers. The nice thing about this facility is we don't have to worry about porta potties because the
That
Boy
was my next
Scouts have
question,
restrooms in I don't know if you can zoom in, but back behind the Jack Graves area, there's a big gazebo or pavilion. So we actually have restrooms.
Nice. And how long have you had this company and that you've done?
We're going on the 4th year.
Okay.
When we first had it, the first year in Wichita, just kind of feeling our way through it. After the 2nd year, because we had such a demand for it, we increased the size, and now the location in Wichita is the largest in the country. This body of water does not allow me to put the same size park as what we have in Wichita, but it'd still be the largest one in Oklahoma. There are other parks like this across the state. The Jellystone place on Keystone, they use a competitor of the aqua park. Theirs is a lot more low profile. Ours are going to be taller, big swings, big slides.
Or to be better.
Oklahoma City has one at the cable park. This is really big in Europe and Australia. It's just over the last 5 years kind of made its way over to America. So you'll start seeing these things pop up all over the place.
And I hear one of the questions I got was, why don't we have someone local? You are local.
I am local, so I was born and raised in Claremore. My daughter actually graduated from Broken Arrow. I've just been out of the state for the last 5 years with trying to figure out this water park thing in Wichita.
Yeah.
So one of the issues that was raised to me was traffic, and it sounds like with having access to the NSU parking lot and the light so that people can make a protected left turn or cross over to,
Yes, sir.
and have that option. And I assume you'll be able to manage ingress and egress on each end of the park.
Yes, sir.
Thereby addressing the traffic concerns.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, that was the main thing I was hearing from people is,
Yeah.
besides the water issue, was traffic. And it sounds like there's a plan for that.
Yes, sir.
Is there any further questions or discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve item R.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. Roll call?
Ford.
Yes.
Udi.
Yes.
Parks.
Yes.
Gillespie.
Yes.
Wimpy.
Yes. This is exciting. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.